at this position now. So what is it that I need now? I need that part. This is where the interesting part comes in, whereby I need to draw this as a 2D first. So how do I first draw this as a 2D? It's simple. It's a hexagon. So how do you construct a hexagon? So I'll simply draw that, and then how long is this? Is how much? Is 35. This must be 35. So 0 there, and it must be 35. And 35 over there. All right. So there's my 35. This is my 35 drawn there. From there to there is 35. Then 35, it means using a 60-degree angle, construction line, and another construction line on the other side. All right. And all this is equal to 35. So I'm going to measure how much again? It's 35. I've done the 35 also. So I'm going to measure how much? 35. And this is my 35. Okay, it's simple. I don't have to measure the other side. I can simply project, and then I'm getting 35. All right, now this needs to be drawn dark. This must be drawn dark. This is what we know as an auxiliary view of a hexagon. That must be drawn dark. Now what I'm going to do is, we know that hexagon has got 6 sides. Therefore, we require to have those points. Now in this case here, let me call this 1, that's 2, that's 3, and that's 4. So in other words, I've got 4 points. Now, can I quickly transfer these points so that you understand where it's going to be placed on my drawing? That should be number 1, and that should be number 4. So the points that I don't have at the moment is 2 and 3. So we need to put this into a box. All right. So I'm going to box this. Now, I'm going to box this. I'm using a different color. All right. I'm going to box this. I'm using a different color. So that is what I need. All right. So if 1 is there, let's call this point A. All right. Maybe this is identical, but maybe you will need that side also. Put that into a different color. All right. So this is B. All right. Now, how much is A to B? You should be getting that distance there, which is how much? Which is 70. So from A to B is 70. So it means above 4 I have point B, above 1 I have point A. Now the question is, I need to know that distance, and I will need to know that distance. Those are the 2 distances that I am required to know in order to put this hexagon into the isometric drawing. So I now take my set square or the compasses. I need to measure that distance, which is 30 millimeters. I need to measure that distance, which is how much? Which is 12 millimeters. So it means I've got 1. So 1A, can I just write it down and say 1A is equal to 30 millimeters. A2 is equal to 12 millimeters. Now that I have those dimensions, it's simple. Now I get into my isometric drawing. 1A, remember, before I move on, 1A is equal to 4B. A2 is equal to 3B. All right, so that distance is equal to that distance is equal to that distance. Therefore, now I need to put this here and say 30 millimeters above. So I've got number 1, so I'm going to place my 30 millimeters above. All right, so 30 millimeters is right there, 30 millimeters. Then I construct a light line that way, construct another light line. All right, now that's where they meet. All right, construct another light line there. All right, then construct another light line that side. Okay, now that I've got my height, so what does it mean? I have 1A, and A is there. All right, let me put the label here. This is A. Now I've got 1A. Now, from 1A, I've got A2, which is how much? Which is 12. So I'm going to place A2 to be 12. Maybe let's just double check. It is, actually it's not 12. It's 17 millimeters. Actually, there was an error there. So this is 17 millimeters. All right. So I'm going to place my set square there and put 17 millimeters. That is 17 millimeters. So this is number 2. All right. We said A2 equals to 3B. That is 3B. Therefore, I'm going to take the distance of 3B, which should be the same thing. It's 17 millimeters. Then I'm going to put there how much? 17 millimeters. Take the distance, 17 millimeters, as there. This is number 3. Now, what is it that I do? I've got 4, I've got 3, I've got 2, I've got 1. Let us look at our ox view. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Join 1 goes to number 2. Number 2 goes to number 3. Then number 3 goes to number 4. And then the front side is now complete of that hexagon. Now, all you need to complete is the top side. Now, you don't have to do the same dimensions that I've done there. All you have to do, project number 2 to that position. Project number 3 back to that position. Now, this will be number 1. So, join 1 to number 2. Then make that point, that line there, dark. Now that that is done, now remember, we don't only have the hexagon, we also have a square. Now we need to put in the square there into that box. All right. Now I need to know the distance in this case of AB. What is the distance of AB? Remember, I have A here and I have B there. All right. Now, let's go to our ox view. What is the distance of AB? Distance of AB must be 70. All right. We already know that because this is where it came from. It's 70 millimeters. And they're saying to us, this is 28. And remember, in order to draw a square, we need to use a 45 degrees set square. In this case, the 45 degrees set square will be used in order to draw that we need to draw with the 45 degrees set square. Now, let's join 1, 4. We're going to join 1, 4. All right. Why are we joining 1, 4? We want to get this correct. Now, half of 70 is 35. Half of 70 is 35. So I'm going to put on the line of 1, 4. Half of 70 is how much? Is 35. This is 35. All right. So I'm going to draw a vertical line. I'm going to draw a vertical line, which is a construction line. Remember, we're still doing the ox view. Now, 28. This is the method that I use. Place your 45 degrees set square at 0. All right. With your t-square, slide up until it reaches 28. Now it's at 10. Now it's at 20. But now we're looking for 28. Now let's go up 25. This would have been 28. Now, there's your 28 right there. That's your 28. Now you can draw that line. Dark. We don't have to measure the other side because it will be the same distance. Now this is your square drawn on the other side. Now what is it that you need here? Now we can either put a box or simply say how much is that distance and how much is that distance and how much is that distance. Now the square has got 4 sides, 4 corners. So this is 1, 2, 3. Remember there's 4 here at the bottom which I did not draw. Okay, so we need to get this center, this midpoint here, onto our isometric drawing, which is how much? Which is 35. So I'm going to do 35. I'm going to measure 35. That is 35. Then I draw a vertical line on this midpoint here. All right, then I take distance. Let's call this O, or origin. So I need distance of O2, I need a distance of O1, distance of O3, distance of O4. Now, remember, all of them should give you one dimension or one distance. So let's see, 01 or O1 is how much? It is 21. So everything here that I'm gonna get must be 21 millimeters. All right, let's double check. It is 21. So this is your center O, which is known as origin. So I'm going to measure 21 on each side. This is 21. Do the same thing on that side. 21, 21. So in other words, you're going around because it's giving you the same dimension. That's 21, and lastly at the bottom that is also 21. All right, then let's call this so that we know exactly what we're joining. That's 1 according to this. That's number 2. That's number 3. I said there was number 4 here at the bottom, which I did not draw. That's number 4. Then that's number 4. So join 1 goes to number 2. 2 goes to number 3, and then 3 goes to number 4, and 4 goes to number back to number 1.